Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing Andrea's job. I'm so sorry.
Did you push something? You touched the button.
Yes, I fucked up everything.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's not
Our producer is backstage, and I just fucked up by doing her job. So
I'm sorry. We still training her. We still training her. You know she has control freak tendencies. So
why did I even touch that? Like what?
I don't know.
I cut the whole intro off. You on mute, Andrea?
Yeah.
I just unmuted you.
I'm sorry. Why does the broadcast say it ended?
No, it doesn't say. No, we're live. We're on. Okay. We're on.
Let's start tonight's show, ladies.
You should have said hi while you're on. Hello, look, LaShawn Holmes is here. Hey, LaShawn, we all fucked up tonight. On a good Easter Sunday.
We should be doing better because it's Easter. Jesus.
Right. Goodness gracious. Hello, welcome. Look, I ain't said nothing. Good God Almighty.
Just over here.
Welcome to Climbing Out the Podcast. I am your host, Erica Alston Buckles, my beautiful co-host, Tina DeVoe. And if you have not figured out, we're a little off today. Yeah, just a little bit. So I'm pushing buttons that I'm not supposed to push. I'm doing stuff that I'm not supposed to do.
Let me just say this too. Part of the reason that I'm off is I cooked Easter dinner.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I can cook. My mother raised me well. I can do a whole throwdown. If the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, baby, don't worry. I'm coming on. Do I like to cook? Hate every moment of it. I don't enjoy nothing about it. I don't enjoy.
I do like to cook. It's therapeutic for me. I like to cook.
I like the kids when they get quiet and then they got the itis, so I know everything was good, and then I'm like, okay, let's get these dishes done and get out. Okay.
I had crabs for Easter dinner.
That's what. How about that's what we wanted, but that we waited too late to order, so now we're gonna have them for Mother's Day.
Yep. I had crabs, and I can let you guys know the reason that I'm off because I had 2.5 million margaritas last night.
I wish I was with you. Why wasn't I there?
Oh, okay. This was the problem. I went out to. So tonight's topic, folks.
I was about to say we want.
Everything we do ties into Date 'em All, Sis. I also need to say hello to Keisha if she is watching because I got a text message from her the other day. I'm really bad with responding. I got a text message the other day with her just checking on me. She goes, I know you're in school, you're a mom, you run a program, you work for yourself, you got the podcast, and you're dating them all. Just checking on you. Like, shit. And I read all that. I was like,
no wonder I'm tired.
And then they throw in that and you're dating them all part. Like, that's some work.
we only have one life. So if we're gonna date them, when are we gonna date them? Now.
That's it. We got to.
You got to date them now. So.
And if they knew how to act, I wouldn't be dating them all. I'd be dating just one person. Maybe and we'll talk about that because it was funny. I talked to my daughter. She's like, I'm not allowed to say that I like anyone.
Wait, who said that?
My friend Tonette and my daughter. I can't say that because when I say I like someone, they go and do stupid shit, and then I can't like them no more.
But you don't. Well, wait. Well, this last one you did tell them because y'all were both all in and excited. But generally, you don't go in like it's a date.
No. Yep. And that's what we'll talk about tonight: dating without expectation. And the subtitle is "It's Just a Fucking Date." Thank you, Andrea, for putting that up for us. Yes.
Let's talk about how we got to this topic.
Yes, let's do that. You want to kick off tonight's show?
You guys get to eavesdrop in on our Sunday night conversations, but we talk throughout the week.
Yeah, we're just catching up on our week.
Yeah, so we know, like who you went out with, what happened, it was good, it was bad. We talk about sex. Erica has seen the most intimate parts.
We gotta start here.
I forgot about that part. Oh Oh God, I'm so embarrassed.
So good, real good girlfriends. I've seen every part of Tina DeVoe.
Erica has officially seen.
Every
She
part.
not only has she seen my vagina, she has seen my clitoris. She has. I mean, she's seen inside. She's seen.
Yeah.
I had to record.
I don't know what you and your friends text each other.
I don't know, but that's what we do.
Let me see.
Yeah, well, okay, hold on. Let me record. Did you get it?
Oh my goodness, you should go to the doctor.
No, don't have to go to the doctor. Then they're gonna think I have something. No.
Oh no. And then we can talk about the infection that I had on Monday.
So I'm gonna make mine quick because I actually am. I'm embarrassed but enlightened because I actually had to go to urgent care and get me some help.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced recently something that they call. Wait, hold on. I can't even say it without that because it sounds cute until you have it.
What you had.
What'd you say?
Tell the folks that are watching and listening exactly what was going on, Tina.
I was aroused the night before, right? In yoga from a whole meditation thing it happens. Yoga brings up a lot of emotion. So you go through all of these emotions till you settle in. I remember this particular night I didn't pass arousal. Like that was my thing. And so I was creating this dumb challenge for myself where I wondered if I could lay here completely still for 20 minutes and climax with no one in the room knowing.
See,
Just a little,
I don't know what your friends be doing with their 20 minutes.
right? Just a little something I'm over here doing by myself on my own mat, minding my own business, right? Well,
Fran, we can see your expression on your face. I'm glad you're enjoying the show.
needless to say, I didn't. I mean, I got close, but I did, and I have experienced climaxing in a deep yoga nidra class. So this wasn't anything new. This was something that I've experienced, right? Okay. So I go home, I shower, everything's great. I go to bed. I still feel aroused, but I'm like, take a shower, I'll be good. Get in the bed. And I wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., and it's right there waiting for me. And I'm like, oh man, like
What's waiting for you, boo?
I need to climax. I need to come. Like you wake up with this urge, this thing. So I'm like, I gotta come. I got I gotta just relieve myself, and then I'll be okay, right? Because I'm 48.
Right.
I own a few toys, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll just go ahead and take care of myself. I had to get to work. So in my mind, I'm thinking 15, 20 minutes, let me knock this out, jump in the shower, I gotta get to work. I do that, it's not going away. It's instantly like I feel better. You said what?
I was asking Andrea but she's still listening. Because you got to follow the story, people.
It's not going
at yoga.
So yes, at yoga. So it's not now I'm home. This is the
Well,
next
everybody about to sign up for yoga.
Right. Yeah. So I go, I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't matter because I gotta work. I gotta get to work. And I come to work where I'm sitting now. This is where I work. You see this office? Like this is my office. And I'm here all of 20 minutes. And I immediately need to come again because I just feel this urgency. Now I feel a throbbing, like I can feel a thing. I can feel a thing. Like if I could take my finger and point to it inside of myself, I'd be like, it's right there. And so I'm thinking in my mind, I've conjured up all of these emotions and my body is just needing to release, right? I'm not in a relationship. I'm single. So I don't have sex regularly. So I'm like, this is maybe just a little moment where I'm doing a little thing, right? I go come again. This is the third time I've come
3 times
in like a 2-hour window, right? So
by himself.
And not to be too graphic, but I'm a squirter, so I am doing all of this.
I hope she didn't shock you guys. I know all of this. I've seen it.
Yes, It's a full.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like no,
Not
no,
the
no. No, you would think I was a virgin. Like this is my first time. Like it is a full, and I cannot get rid of this feeling. And it's not. It doesn't feel sexual because I don't have nothing on my mind. I don't have no body on my mind. I just cannot get rid of this feeling. Finally, after coming 11 times.
11 times, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there's a touchdown.
I
would still be sleeping.
But it might be something wrong down there. I need to call my doctor. Hey,
no, let's go first.
Dr. Steven. She's like, yeah, and I was like, well, I don't mind talking to the nurse, but I kind of really want to talk to Dr. Steven. Like, he's like, okay, can you call back in an hour? I'm like, absolutely, I'll call back in an hour. Call back in an hour, telling him everything that's going on. He's laughing hysterically because he's been seeing me for 15 years. He knows my entire sexual life, right? And he says, I know what's wrong with you. And I'm like, perfect. Because I'm available right now. Like, whatever we have to do to fix it. If I need to book a flight and fly to see a specialist.
You went to the grocery store. You have been out and about, just at the bank. She just coming everywhere.
I'm sitting in the car like, oh, I mean, I'm at red lights missing them. I'm like, oh, wait, because it's this weight, this pressure, this burden, it won't come off of me. And my doctor says you have persistent genital arousal syndrome. And I said, oh,
it's a thing.
It's called PGAS. And I said, well, how did I get that? Because I'm not even like, I love sex, but I'm not regularly sexually active because I don't, I'm not in a relationship and I'm not dating locally. So I got to take a flight to get some, basically, right? And so I said, well, how does this happen? And he's like, well, most people would think that it's about sex. Like you're thinking about sex so much that you're causing this arousal, but it's really not that. It's caused from you overstimulating the muscle in your sexual area. Now there's hear me. There is not a clear definition. It happens for many people in different ways. But as soon as he said that, I said, oh my God. I did a whole yoga nidra, which is my yoga sexual, around trying to climax, and I didn't. But I had worked that muscle so much, it never turned off. So while I was thinking that I needed to climax, the doctor's like, you're actually causing more stress because you keep stimulating the muscles. So I'm like, okay, so what I do is like, you gotta just relax. Just
on Facebook, someone asked, did the rose do that?
No. So I've had a rose for many years, long before y'all were talking about roses. Y'all have the little cute pink roses. I have like 5 generations of roses. Like
I don't have a rose. I'm scared of the rose. Like I do not. I am scared to death. I've watched YouTube videos. Like people want to buy the rose a car and shit. Like the rose. People, I do not have a rose. I have a girlfriend that keeps trying to get me. Juliet, if you're watching, I still have not bought it. She sent me a link, and the one asking, I think she married her rose. The one, Yvonne, watching. Yeah, I don't have a rose.
Now, let me tell you, I'm not marrying my rose because I know what the real thing is like.
Right.
See, the rose is amazing, but the thing that I love about the rose is I can take care of me quickly and stay out of the way. That's what I love about the rose. I ain't got to call nobody, work nothing out. Maybe you know what you're doing. Maybe you don't know. It's just a new man. It's no. I'm going to get this rose, boom, 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 get this music and this video the way I like it. Give me 15, 20 minutes, I'm out your way. I'm moving on. So anyway, back to my story. He says you got to relax. It's like a muscle. And he says it's like a Charlie horse. When you get a Charlie horse, it comes out of the blue. But maybe it came because you can say, oh, I got up the wrong way, or I was working out. Like you can go back to the point. But what happens with the Charlie horse? It just has to relax. You just have to. So I, in one day, came 21 times.
Jesus be offense.
I was so tired.
21, ladies and gentlemen, Tina DeVoe came 21 times in 24 hours.
Yeah. It sounds like a pleasurable time.
Nope, I could not. I felt sorry for you.
Yeah, and
amazing.
And so I took several hot baths. I applied cold compresses. I put on just meditation music and just laid in the bed still and closed my eyes with all the lights off, like anything to turn off any stimulation. I'm off Instagram. I'm not on Facebook. Like I'm not doing anything. I just want to sit here and let my body relax. It took 3 days. But at least the next day when I didn't feel the relief I wanted, I called back and he said, well, maybe you need a muscle relaxer. So he called me in a prescription for a muscle relaxer. I still had to work. So I waited to take it at like 5 or 6 in the evening. I was in a coma that night. I woke up the next morning and I said, you know what, God, I know you love me. I know you love me. I know you know what I've been going through. Baby, listen. I thought that there was something happening because the next day I went to urgent care before I got the muscle relaxer called. And I went to urgent care and remember I sent you the video and I'm like, I can see it. I see it.
I saw it. Yeah.
The nerve. And the crazy thing is I'm saying if you, but when I would put my finger inside and just put my finger there, it was like a heartbeat.
Throbbing. Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh, this is
a little tired coochie.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, maybe this is a sign of old age. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, I think I believe it came from the yoga thing. And I won't ever do that again, but it was.
Patrice, good evening to you. Welcome back. I hope you're not just joining because you're gonna have to watch the replay on this one.
It was tough. It was really badass yoga muscle. The thing is, though, we use those muscles in yoga the entire class. Like your teacher will say, hold it in like you don't want to pee. And it's your kegels. It's the kegel.
The kegels, absolutely.
We use them in yoga, but we're typically not thinking, we don't attach
sexual arousal. It's just relaxation.
So me and my fast ass then attach something.
Your it's all in yoga.
Wasn't even supposed to be
aroused. I wonder if I can lay here and come and nobody knows.
Why am I thinking like this?
Oh, I wonder if I can lay here for 20 minutes and come and nobody in the room know. That's what you get. That's what you get.
So this is the exciting part of me sexually. I love anything that's daring,
risque.
Like all of that is like anything that we shouldn't be doing.
Taboo.
And so for me, it was like, man, imagine climaxing in a room of 50 people.
And nobody knows. Now the whole world knows. Anybody in your class watching, they're going to be peeping out one eye at your ass now. They say, Savasana. They were.
What's he over there doing? I want to assume that no one from my yoga class is on this. But anyway, I have recovered. It was it definitely took a good 72 hours of my life to get myself together, because now I have the urge to come because I want the relief. But the relief is only overworking the muscle. So now no more coming. We just have to much and then relax. And now I'm all better.
All better.
All better. I think,
and I know every intimate piece of you. Thanks for sharing it with me.
Anytime. You know, I'm here for you. I had to send it to Erica like, can you help me? Like this is how desperate I was. It wasn't even
What do I do? Go to the doctor.
nothing. Like I am about to explode if somebody does not get me some relief. But thank God it worked out. Dr. Steven came through, did what he was supposed to do.
Thank God for Dr. Steven. And then bigger than that, people watching, especially us in this age group, like, thank God that there was a Dr. Steven. Like, one important thing that you said, that he's been your doctor for 15 years. And not going to the doctor ain't sexy, ain't cool. And y'all looking at watches, y'all looking at cars, y'all better ask them Negroes, do they have health insurance and do they use it? Especially men over 40, and prostate cancer is a thing. So that's my PSA for Black folks watching. Like, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor.
Yeah.
I swipe my health insurance card like an Amex Black card. If something itch, hurt, tingle,
I'm on the way.
I Google too much, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
If it looks different, smell different, feel different, I'm 3 seconds. I'm on the first. I'm on the phone because if you give me something right now, I'm on the way with it. But I feel like you need to see it. Like I felt like I need. But the video I sent you was what I sent him, and he's like, "Yeah, you see that muscle?
Yeah.
Do you remember? You can see the nerve.
Yeah.
It was imagine somebody. You know how singers sing. Hold on, let me see if I. Make that strain like. That's what the muscle was doing. I was like, just relax. We're not doing nothing. Just relax. So, but anyway, that is kind of what led us partially into our conversation tonight of dating without expectation, because we begin to talk about sex and the lack of, or sometimes the periods that I have to go without because there's nobody around, and I just don't feel like it. But it made me think about the guy that I told you guys about last week that I actually liked. Like, it's very rare that I really like somebody, and this guy actually really liked. Like, man, like this is gonna be really cool. But I had to accept he's just not into me, right? Like he wasn't really calling like that, he wasn't texting like that, and it was like, okay, you could be good, but not good for the person. So you don't have to be offended or hurt, like, oh my God, I was rejected. No, I'm just not his person, which is, no thing. But it made me think about, can you date without expectation? This guy and I, we've had great conversations. We've laughed, shared some stories, talked about the world or whatever. But it's just not that into me. So is it okay for him to not be that into me? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My expectation was that I wanted him to be into me because I was into him, and he was unaware of how rare it is that I'm ever into anybody.
Yeah.
So me and my little bit of arrogance, it was a little arrogance, like, well,
how could you not?
Like, not just do you know who I am, but do you know that I can come in and change your whole life? Like, I know I'm an asset. You don't have to convince me. You can't talk me out of it. I know what I bring to every table. And there are many times where I've brought the table. And I'm comfortable with that. I don't mind it. And I let you feast as though it was your table. But I'm very well aware of who Tina DeVoe is and what I offer to a relationship, what I offer to a man. I'm comfortable with that. So this was like, man, this is somebody that I like, and he's just not really like that into me. So maybe I should just not have any expectations. And I just let it go instantly. Like, it wasn't like I had to think about it. It was like, oh yeah, he's not that into me. Okay. And what if we approach dating without any expectation? I met somebody, he's attractive, I'm attractive, we have conversations, we like the conversation. Oh, you want to go to dinner? Sure, I'd love to go to dinner. And you go to dinner, and when dinner's over, you go home. Yeah. You just picking out wedding colors. You only asked me to dinner. That's it.
So I think I actually read a book before I got married. So 6, 7 years ago. And the book was called "It's Just a Fucking Date." So there's a book. So dating without expectation. Anyone who saw the title of the topic, it's not like you are dating people that one meet your standards. So not those expectations, right?
So there's a big difference between standards and expectations. Remember, we got into that with Andrea,
right,
on our group text, and she brought up the example of a gentleman not opening a car door, and I said, well, opening a car door is a standard,
not an expectation.
Right. So when you don't meet the standards,
you ain't gonna date.
You don't date anymore. Yeah, like we went out, it didn't work out. But expectation is, oh my God, I want him to open the door. I want him to sing a love song to me. I want him to write me a poem. Now you putting too much on it because it's just he only asked you to dinner.
Or even I want to be in a committed monogamous relationship with this person. It's
just dinner.
It's dinner.
Yeah, he didn't ask you for anything else than dinner.
It's just drinks.
And you know that to bring a little bit of the spiritual side to it, since today is Resurrection Sunday. Pastor preached today, and he said, "Hold on, I don't want to mess it up." But he talked about expectations, and it was such a profound statement. He said, "If we could crucify our disappointments while bringing our wounded expectations, we see that God could still tell our story from the other side."
Wow.
So imagine if every time you've been disappointed, every relationship that's failed is a disappointment.
Well, disappointment is based on expectation. Because if I don't have any expectations, I can't be disappointed. If I put more on this man sitting across from the table, other than he likes his steak well,
he likes that. He likes the music.
Right.
He likes looking at me right now.
That's it. My expectation at dinner is this meal is good.
And the conversation is good.
I was going to say the only other expectation is that the person sitting across from me is capable of having an engaging conversation.
Yes.
If I have no expectation, I can't be disappointed. That's facts.
And think about it. What do you expect? What could you possibly expect from a stranger?
Say that.
What could you possibly expect from like the man you walking down the street yesterday at the grocery store? Did you have any expectations of this man? No, because you don't know him.
Some men have expectations of sex for sex. Well, some women too. Wow. Neither the one ain't getting none regularly. I get enough of both of us.
And Lord, she ain't never. I'll be like, now what happened? And tell me about it. But now, however, on the flip side, when I'm in a relationship,
it's on and popping.
Morning, noon, night. I will book a flight to see you for the day.
Yep.
If that's if that's where we are. But can you date without expectation? And I think the answer is yes.
Absolutely.
If that's what you decide. But she said what? She gonna fight who, me?
Me, because I get enough everybody.
Right. So I'm the girl who can definitely
1 person at a time.
Yeah, 1 person at a time. She ain't a hoe.
Whatever I'm doing with one person.
She ain't a hoe.
I ain't doing all that.
No.
So my expectation at dinner is
now this steak is good, but how we looking? All right? Okay.
So with that, like, as people know, I say yes. People ask me out. I go out a lot. However, because my approach to dating is one, date them all, and my level of expectation is just that. How good is this experience going to be? I hope this experience is nice. I hope this meal is nice. I hope that we are having a conversation, because that's going to dictate whether or not anything ever happens again, right?
And think about when you take time, like if you date without expectation, you've already slowed down the process,
Yep.
like instantly, because there's nothing to get to other than dinner, right? So you're getting dressed, you go to dinner, and you sit down, and that's it. Like, we're there, right? Whatever happens after that is organic, whatever. But we didn't have any expectation. Imagine if we were disciplined enough to do that for a lifetime in every area of our life.
Awesome. Yep.
We'd be a lot freer, a lot happier, a lot less wounded. Because most of the time marriages fail because you had an expectation.
And most of the expectations are unrealistic expectations.
And they're not expectations that were ever discussed with the person.
Not discussed, right? So I was going to say, a part of like what we talked about last week was about communication, because there are still people on this planet that believe you had sex 3 times, you're in a relationship. No, you're not. And let's communicate it. Like that, a part of dating without expectation is understanding that
absolutely
we ain't doing no more than this unless there's been a conversation.
Yeah, this is
and the other thing is what men don't understand is like, you can tell us the truth. And I really don't think that men understand that yet. You can tell me, nope, I'm not available tonight because I'm going to dinner with somebody. You can say that. Because guess what? You want to know why I wasn't available yesterday? Because I was at dinner with somebody else. Because my expectation is I'm dating, you're dating, unless there's been a conversation that says that we're doing something different. So there are no assumptions and there's no disappointment. I'm not assuming because you're the only person I'm sleeping with
that you're not sleeping with anybody.
We haven't had that conversation. So ladies, my feelings are being hurt. Because, I ain't giving nobody else number him. And you done found out he doing something else. Now you had an expectation level that you were in a monogamous relationship with someone that you didn't have a conversation with.
And you can't, this whole thing of falling in love. Oh my God, we fell in love. No, you didn't. You have to choose love. Love is, it's not a thing that just whatever happened. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And sometimes we replace the word dating with courting.
Yeah.
What would happen to not only the man pursuing you, but the woman being feminine enough to receive being pursued?
It's so funny. You said that because the person that I'm seeing, I said, I wasn't going to call him yesterday. Because, like you said, I realized that I had initiated the past conversations. Well, I sent a text or I called. I was like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Blow your roll. I said, I'm not calling him today. And that's not a game. That's not a game. Because what we've talked about in our 28-day challenge also was that healthy relationships are mutually beneficial. They are mutually satisfying. You're not giving more than you're getting, and you're not getting more. Look like we're doing the same thing here. So I realized, wait a minute, I'm not calling him and texting him today. But I was grown enough.
Wait. As for me, the one I told you that I was into, but the last time, you know what, I'm gonna tell you. This is because I made that decision. I said, you know what? I think we kind of only talk when I'm the one reaching out. So let me see what happened. You see how long I'm scrolling to see. Now I do a lot of texting, but I am scrolling to see. When was the last time we actually communicated? And
it was the day that the day before the thing happened.
It was Monday.
Yes, it was the same day.
Have not heard. He have not heard from him since.
Right. Monday. Nope. So someone else.
Maybe it was Tuesday. Today's Sunday.
Yep.
So there would be no reason for me to call again.
Because clearly, he's not pursuing, ladies. He's not
even and everybody's pursuit style is different.
Absolutely.
We have dated really busy, wealthy men, right? Their pursuit style can be different because they're busy. Their pursuit style is every time they pick up the phone to call, they want to talk, and they're instantly on a trip. Hey, babe, can you go to Vegas Friday? Can you go to Dubai on Tuesday? Can you go to Egypt on Thursday? Like they're intentional. That's their language of being intentional. But if you're just dating, and when I say regular, it's not condescending, but just a regular everyday person, and they can go 24 hours without talking to you or any form of communication, they're just not into you.
They're not. And it's no reason for you to keep texting and calling and texting and calling. If men are not showing you the energy and the effort that you believe you deserve, and that's not about expectations. That's back to standards. So the dude that bought the perfume, and then the great thing, one day last week, I said something about a dessert, and my gate called and said, "There's a package here for you. Desserts delivered to my house." Like he's very intentional about
listening,
things, right?
Listening, yeah.
But I know that he's seeing many people, and he's doing other things, and we don't communicate regularly. So he called and asked me out to dinner yesterday, right?
Okay.
And I said yes, and he drug his feet. And wait a minute, he asked me to dinner. I'm not eating because I'm gonna eat real good. So it was afternoon, and I purposely didn't eat because we're going to dinner. I drove into Baltimore, right? And he got busy, was doing other things, and communicated, that. But then when he had to shower and get dressed, he fell off the face of the earth. I was like, okay. One, the world knows that I don't need anybody to buy me a meal. I'm not desperate for dinner, but you asked me out. I said yes, and now it's getting. You're taking too long. That's back to standards, right? I'm not sitting around waiting for you. And so I went to dinner with my daughter, right? And cool, good. And not only did I go to dinner with my daughter, I blocked him. I don't.
Now, see, you're a blocker. I'm not a blocker.
Yeah.
Because if you call me and I don't want to talk to you, I'm just not going to answer the phone.
I don't want you calling me. So I blocked him. And so I blocked him on my phone, but then he called me on Duo. I thought that doesn't block, right? So I answered the phone, and he was like, "What's up?" or whatever. And
but what's the delay? Like, had you guys picked a time, or you getting late in the day? Okay,
you're dragging me through. Don't.
Right.
I don't. To wait for you, mister.
Dinner, tell me it's at 7 and where.
And we're not in a relationship. You're just a dude that buying me stuff and taking me places. And you did all that. So and it's just a date, right? My level of expectation is not anything greater than that with you. I know that you're seeing other people, that I see other people. Okay, I don't want to waste my time with you anymore. So that's what happened for me. So he calls on the video. I was like, I blocked you. I don't understand how you're calling me. He says, I know, but you didn't block me on this. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm at dinner. And I turned my phone around. Bye.
Yeah, I'm at dinner.
That's what I did. So in that, I'd already said to myself, the other person that I like, I'm not calling him today because I've decided I've been the one calling you. We've gone out twice before. And so while I'm at dinner, he texts. Okay. And I just told my daughter, I was like, I'm not calling him. Setting standards and understanding the expectations might just mean that honor good company. People got to realize that good company needs to be respected and honored. Absolutely.
Yes. And you know what? Not to sidetrack Erica, but one of my things is I'm anal about time. Even my girlfriends know that. I don't.
I'm busy.
Not even about being busy. It's not even about being. If you ask me to go somewhere and you tell me it starts at 7, I'm probably pulling up in the parking lot at 6:50.
Yep.
I'm present at 7 because I honor your time. So when you don't show up on time, it says to me that you don't respect my time.
Yep.
And that's not optional.
And then that's what I felt with that yesterday.
Yeah.
Even though a concrete time wasn't set,
It's still dinner. Somewhere between 5 and 8, we need to be having dinner. Right.
So
Right.
the dude text and we ended up going out again on yesterday. I had a great time and a really, really great time. We went to some little dive that had live band, live, really white band. But we had a great time. We had a great time.
I was like, yes. Yes.
And this dive had a nerve to have 1942. I was like, what?
Yes.
Yeah, come on down, Julio. And when I tell you, there was a birthday party going there. I sent shots over to that party. Like we had a good time. And good time.
Great. Like an offline conversation, but here's the other thing too. Don't you love when you meet a guy?
This is what I was saying. I'm sorry about communication and expectation. While we were out last night, and this is the whole reason I brought this up. I said to him, I wasn't going to call you today, and he said, "Why?" I said, "Because I realized that I was the one who'd been reaching out to you the last few times," and his response was, "I'll do better."
Listen,
right?
Baby, that's it.
That's it.
That's all. Because guess what? You're just getting to know each other.
Right.
It's new. There's no expectation.
Now, my expectation is he'll do better.
Because you said it. I'm just taking you at your word at
That's
this point.
And he has. So we've communicated a few times today, and it's good. So you know what I do. I find interest in someone. Okay, we good until we're not, and that's also dating without expectation. We're doing this until we're not, and this is what dating. That's it. I'm not picking out. I haven't shared my ring size.
No.
I'm not thinking about bridesmaid colors.
I think part of the disappointment in dating over 40, is all the shit they've been through. Like you and I always talk about, like, I don't have marriage scars. I was happily married. I married my childhood friend till death do us part. We honored the vows, and it was like, okay, though I've been disappointed along the way in dating after that, I don't have any failed marriages. So I don't know what it's like to be rejected, by your husband or have somebody knock you upside to the back. Yeah. Listen, over 40, they have to tell you a story. I'm like,
no.
I thought you were supposed to tell that to your therapist. Why are you talking about this? You supposed to have already dealt with that. Now, if once we get in a relationship, everybody knows what that laugh is. Everybody knows Erica's laugh because she's so sarcastic. Now I'm sarcastic, but Erica is next level sarcasm. Like I'm gonna show you a little love and grace because I want the Lord to help you. Erica's like,
the Lord can't help you, and neither can I.
He's like, that's sweet. Go work that out. But you know what? It's okay. Like,
bye. Can you not?
So I get tired of hearing about this. I get tired of hearing about the bullshit. Like, okay, so you're separated. You haven't decided what you're gonna do. You haven't filed nothing. Okay, but that sounds like you need to stay over there and figure that out. Like you haven't figured it out, and that's fine. There's no punishment on not figuring that out. Like that's good. But I'm like, you can't pick me up. I'm not part of the McDonald's franchise. I'm not the toy in the Happy Meal box. You don't pull me out to play and then put me back on your side. I don't offer that service. There are other people who do. I just don't. And so if I'm asking you questions, I'm asking you intentional questions because I'm 48. I don't have to play with you. I'm asking you questions. Where do you work? How many children do you have? What's your relationship with your baby mama and your daddy? Like, are you in your final career? What does retirement look like for you? Like, what's your dream? Like, what do you die on? And what are the things that excite you? What are the things that depress you? I'm asking real questions. I don't need to fucking get on the phone and talk to you about the weather. I have friends. I have great friends. That's
also a level of expectation. Like, You ain't meet your best friend at dinner. That's a
No.
said it. Tina, this is a stranger. These people, this is
A whole stranger.
yo,
How could you be disappointed by a stranger? It's like the clerk at the grocery store. If the person who's ringing up your groceries has the ability to disappoint you, you are a sad individual. You don't
something's
even
wrong with
know
you.
this person.
Yeah.
Just get your groceries and put them in your own bag, but you shouldn't be leaving the store emotional.
And don't make even dinner emotional.
Right. We
Oh,
ate. It was
we
nice.
can be excited. We can be pleased, satisfied, full, drunk.
Inquisitive, drunk. Like it could be a lot of things, but expectation,
No, nope.
not quite.
No expectations, no disappointment.
You got to do a lot for me to expect something from you. A lot, and more than being cute. And
I think when I hit a comment, I'm sorry. Look, you want me to mind my business? Stop touching stuff. I keep
flirting and romance is not the same thing as hunting.
Oh, absolutely not.
Let me tell you, I don't know who this person is, but I feel like I need to know who this person is.
This person has said many things that I think, oh, that's Tina-esque. Yeah. We need to see you. We need
to because the things that he says, I'm like, yeah,
are you married? Let's get that out of there.
Yeah, Thames. Yeah, let's clarify that.
We're trying to see if Thames 308 is married. And it's that person's watching through YouTube. Oh, so you can search that Thames 308 on YouTube. If she don't, I will.
Now let me tell you about my aggressive ass. Now I'm gonna go get anything I want.
Yeah.
It may reject me when I show up, but if I want it, I'm gonna be like,
not married. Wait a minute, are you a man?
Ooh, that's a good question because we don't know if this is a man or male or female.
Please don't be a girl.
I don't think it's a girl. He talks like a man, but he talks like a mature man. Somebody that's been through some therapy and counseling and ain't trying to bring no other shit. All
right, Andrea, we're trying to see if that person's male or female.
No, Andrea, come on, producer. We don't know where we're gonna meet our husband. We have to be alert at all times.
Or Tina like mature.
I love mature.
That's a sexy way of saying he always shit.
I love mature. So I'm 48. We had this conversation about dating younger. The guy I was interested in was younger. I think part of it was maturity too, but I love mature. Mature to me says settled. You've had enough failures in life. Probably you've raised children, which comes with failure and challenge. You've just navigated some things. I'm not attracted to people who are like stressed out in their 30s about some shit that I went through 15 years ago. Like,
yeah, we're going to talk about that too because Andrea, yeah. So they had this conversation about younger men, and I've got this 34-year-old who keeps asking me out, and I keep saying no because I ain't got time for other people's children. And so I said to him, I'm
nobody's son, and I ain't raising nobody's son. I'm not doing it.
I said to him, I'm old enough to be your mom's friend. And his response was, my mother has nothing to do with this. I'm grown. Little boy, you don't go somewhere.
Little boy. Okay, so in the one I was interested in, right, was
he was 34, right?
The first time he was 33.
33.
He'll be 34 this year, and
I can't do it.
And I will say he's an old soul. He's very mature. Like he never came across immature. I wouldn't. Okay. Very mature, but however, the immaturity was
experiences at 30.
The immaturity was your lack of communication.
Right.
And I'm very intentional. There's not a man who's ever gotten on the phone with me to figure out. I can't figure out. No, well, you didn't have to figure me out because I said it to you.
We have that in common.
If I liked you, I liked you. If I didn't, I didn't. If I had questions, I asked. If I was confused, I wanted clarity. Like I'm very, and I'm not angry Black woman.
Nope.
I'm just
assertive, not aggressive. Yeah.
yeah. I've just learned to ask questions, and I'm open to hearing the answer.
I want to hear the answer.
So that I can then decide if this is something that works for me, because it may not. And I felt like with him, he's 33, and I had to remind myself, oh yeah, he still has time to kind of figure some stuff.
I got a 35-year-old kid.
I have a 20. My son will be 28 in September. This boy is only 6 years older than Samir.
He was in first grade when Samir was born.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. No.
I'm
so glad you brought up these dates, because as much as y'all been telling me younger, let me tell you what registered in my mind. My daughter's about to turn 40 years old. I can't. Listen, let me tell you what registered in my mind. David has been dead 21 years. That means this boy was 13 when David died.
13 when your husband died.
When listen.
34-year-old is a trap. I know, girl.
When I was getting married.
Married. Where was he?
You were 6. Boy, don't worry about it. Just go ahead. I don't know what I was thinking. This is all my fault. My bad.
What do do with you? I got jewelry older than you.
and definitely this Yerman bracelet is
older than him.
I thought this was this bracelet is senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the compliment.
I'm flattered. I really am. I'm flattered and honored. But when y'all told me to go younger, this was part of what I knew the problem would be, was that younger wouldn't come with intention.
Right. So the one I blocked dinner yesterday, he's 40.
Did you block him after dinner or before? He's not blocked now, though, right?
Yeah. No. So that's two different people.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
So I'm not doing that. He's 44, and there was some immaturity in there. So that was me trying younger, because that was actually the youngest person I've ever.
And age doesn't necessarily define maturity.
No. I was willing. Okay, you're 44 years old. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's some things that younger folks are great for.
Let me tell you how intentional I am. I'm talking to T-Fame 308. Did you? He had asked a few questions.
I never said they were male or female, did they?
No, I don't say. I haven't gotten all the answers to my questions. Are you a male or a female? And are you over the age of 40?
Yeah, I think he's about 60 when he said mature.
But he's here every week.
Every week. He likes something.
And it could be the conversation, because clearly we have no expectations. we just show up every day.
Must be a woman.
You think it's a woman? It didn't sound like a woman, though.
I didn't, but they're not answering that question.
Maybe they just don't want us to know. It didn't sound like a woman.
I didn't think so.
No.
Because I actually thought it was that. Yeah, the one we can't.
Anyway. Okay, so how do you make the shift if you have been dating with expectations, or maybe you're currently?
Yes, because women, they're not here every week. You can answer that, but you won't answer if you're male or female.
You don't have to be here every week, but you could be somewhere else every day. So we're just trying to get a clarity on what's going on. No worries, no pressure.
Okay, no pressure.
So how do you make the shift?
Okay, so I think it's important also to say this, because our listeners know that your intent is to be married, right? Mm-hmm. And I am
not anxious, but that is my
right. But that your end goal is marriage, and I am not opposed to marriage, but it's not on my agenda. So if something organically happened and And that's where we ended. So I say all of that to say, because we're talking about dating without expectation, if your end goal is marriage, that ain't. We have conversations before dates, right? And Tina says that she's very intentional about letting folks know, yes, I want to be married. And that can be a part of your conversation. However, we shouldn't be leading with that. And if you are a person who wants to be married, you're looking for your forever, like there's a whole process in dating. And if you are in conversations and your end goal is to be married, and in conversation this person says, nope, I'll never want to be married, did that shit once, twice, 3 times, it ain't for me, that's probably not the person that you're going to go to dinner with. Or you want a meal, go.
As long as everybody's aware of where we are, there's no confusion.
Those are expectations. That's not a standard. That is the expectation. My expectation is to be married. So if you are a woman who is currently dating with the expectation of marriage, and every date is about you wanting to be married, and you're wondering why you're not getting second and third dates, one, you're scaring the shit out of people, right?
Or why you're not enjoying the date.
And that's where I'm going. Enjoy the experience, enjoy the journey, get to know people organically, and the way that things are just supposed to naturally progress, instead of every person that you have dinner with is your potential husband, because they're not. Every person you're having dinner with is a stranger.
And there's a million ways to enjoy a sunset.
Yeah, so
I've enjoyed
doing that. Stop.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed sunsets nude on the beach with somebody I was in love with. I've enjoyed the sunset sitting in a car for an 8-hour conversation that lasted where we could watch the sun come up. I've enjoyed, like, there are many ways to experience a person. But if you have it built in your head, like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner, and he's gonna be googly eyed, and it's gonna lead to the romantic, and then we're gonna have sex, and then sex is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna blow his mind, I'm gonna rock his world, and then next day I'm gonna get this good morning text. You have already created a whole thing that this man is unaware of. He asked you to dinner.
That's it.
That's it. He just asked you to dinner.
Enjoy your meal, ladies.
Enjoy your meal.
So I told you with the guy who yesterday was date number 3. Our first date, we bar hopped. There was nothing.
I love bar hopping.
Oh, we had so much fun, and that allowed me to get to know him, and we talked and from place to place, and you get to see how people engage. Ain't saying if you're a man or woman though. You get to see how people engage.
You know what? I'm gonna respond to that. I had a conversation with somebody recently, and they said, you always seem happy, like at peace. And I'm like, for the most part, I am, because I'm responsible for my own happiness.
Absolutely.
So if there's a day I wake up where I'm not in a good mood or I'm stressed out with work, it's all on me.
And then that's you're looking for someone to make you happy.
I'm with nobody to figure out why Tina's not happy. If Tina's not happy, it's because something's going on with Tina. It have nothing. Not my kids. My mother can't make me unhappy. My kids can't make me. I get to decide how to respond to anything's happening. So there are moments where people talk about feeling complete. I'm trying to find my. I don't personally believe in soulmates. Just me personally. I don't think that
I'm not even convinced that I believe that everybody has a person forever.
I think that everybody has a person, but I think that there's a lot of people. If you get what I'm saying, like, I think everybody has a person, but there's a lot of people. For example, David was my person, and then he died.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that everyone has someone that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with.
No, but David was my person. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life. He died, so now I'm looking for another person. That person's not going to be any.
Forever is for as long as forever is. I was with my husband forever. So how was it?
Forever. Don't last always. That's Jasmine Sullivan singing though.
So we are. This week I challenge you to say yes to a date.
Yes, say yes to it.
Expectation. Say yes. Say yes.
Tell us about it next week. We want to hear about your day next week. Or you just went out and enjoyed.
ALL Sis. Till next Sunday, make sure you like, subscribe, and share our podcast with other people.
Happy Resurrection Sunday. Hope y'all went to church or did something. That's close to somebody.
It's been a great show as always. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.